So guys, no unconscious moments, no reaction to ETM, nothing's happening. What do we do? Any ideas? Do we refund? Do we say, oh, I've got a bit of a headache. Can you come and see me tomorrow? What do you do?
I just keep asking.
You've kind of got, sorry, go on, Ivan.
Sorry, Paul. I just keep asking questions. I used to get phased, but now I just keep going.
Yeah.
I just don't stop.
Yeah. And I think that that's a big thing. When we're not seeing anything, what are we now saying? I'm looking for something. And I get it. It's such a fine line, that principle. When you're trying to force something, you won't see what you're looking for. When you start getting phased about it, what do you start to do? You put pressure on yourself. That doesn't work either. Remember, everything somebody tells you is a mixture of conscious and unconscious moments, conscious and unconscious information. We're in both minds at the same time. Okay? An unconscious moment might be them staring off and then giving you a logical explanation. But when you're so caught in listening to their consciousness, you missed out on that brief second of them thinking and being confused. Does that sort of make sense? What do you think, Paul? What would you do?
Yeah, you said something earlier on, Scott, about asking different types of questions. And you know, interesting and silent stuff. I just carry on doing that and just mixing it up until I notice something and then just take it from there.
Yeah, you sort of got to catch a client unaware, and that's why you have the mixture of ACH questions, MAC questions, ETM questions. So you just change up tactics. It's like you start all over again. But again, that's where the creativity stunts us, because we run into, man, I've got my 3 favorite questions. That didn't work. What do I do now? Tomorrow will help.
The other thing as well, Scott, is, and you've alluded to this, is I don't try and break speed records.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get it done in 15 minutes or one. I just go with the flow. So if it happens in half an hour, fabulous. It takes 3 hours. So what?
Yeah.
They've still paid me a hell of a lot of money. So I take as much pressure off myself as possible and just zoom in on the client completely.
Yep. And that's the only way to speed it up. If you stop caring, if you stop worrying about all the intricate details, it'll happen so lightning quick. When you say, man, I want to get this done in 45 minutes to impress somebody, it'll take 45 days. It won't work. And all these things, I know this because I used to run into them as well. I wanted it to happen fast, and it didn't. When I got so frustrated with it not working, I thought, well, what's the opposite? Why don't I just stop caring and see what happens? And bang, it worked. Who would have thought? When I went looking for the right question, I hit conscious moments all the time. What's the opposite of that? I'll just not worry. Whatever comes out of my mouth is the right thing. Bang, 2 questions in, we've got a breakthrough. It always tends to be the opposite. As soon as you put a bit of pressure on yourself, that pressure does not make diamonds. Make sense? So if your clients, you're not seeing unconscious moments, you're not hearing them, not reacting, change categories. Take a step back. What's this client not telling me? What's the big picture? What's the caricature of this, which we'll talk about coming up very soon? What are my instincts telling me? What am I doing too much of? When I just look at my client and go, I don't know what to do. What do you want me to do? Well, I want you to do this. Great, let's start there. Throw anything, who cares? Jelly-O, go for it.
Yeah, could it be that when they say, I don't know, and they don't, they are not reactive, could it be that they mean that, I don't know, you solve it for me? Could be an attachment. Absolutely. So you've got to be aware of it. Yeah. It could also be, well, maybe them not knowing is the right thing. Mm. That's the reason your client's in front of you, because they've exhausted all their knowing. So like, just do the opposite. That's what I mean about, you see how these principles all line up with each other? And that's why it comes back to, don't charge your client's resource. What if your client's looking at it and says, Natasha, I just don't know, but this is hilarious. Great. As long as they're not stressed about it and they're sitting there laughing. So what are you laughing about? Not knowing. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I can't stop laughing about this. I just don't know. So there you are, not knowing. How funny. I don't know what it means to them, but it's happening right in front of them. And that brings, again, back to that casualness principle. Okay.
One big thing just to reinforce, if you're not seeing things, is because they know you've started. You might have just been leaning in too much, giving them your hypnotic eyes. You've got your top hat on, you've got your watch in front of them. It's too obvious. Take a step back. Get curious.